Every football team has a playbook to be learned, internalized, and practiced in order to handle the fierce competition and pressures of the game. And it's more than just X's and O's. The playbook is the foundation of the team's beliefs, expectations, and responsibilities. And done well, every player will be able to work as a unit to execute and handle any situation on or off the field. Long-term success on a football field comes down to having great plays structured around repeatable processes with flawless execution, the kind that only comes with practice. It's no different in the car business. Market competition is brutal. There's constant pressure on gross. We have compressing margins. Customers are armed with information, making them formidable negotiators, heck, often more skilled than the people in our own dealership. And as a result, profitability is now more difficult than in the past. Think about your team. Do you have a group of offer presenters or professional negotiators? Look, poor negotiating skills are fine when the economy is rocking and people are buying cars, but that doesn't fly when we actually have to sell cars. In order to turn the tables into our favor and win the highest percentage of deals with the highest possible gross, it's critical that we rethink our desking and negotiating process. Here's 3 key areas to think about as you evaluate your own desking playbook. Number 1, have clearly defined plays for every stage of the desking and negotiating process. What's your process for making sure that the customer is committed and you're not negotiating with yourself? Are you just taking the salesperson's word for it, or are you finding out firsthand with a pre-negotiation interview? And if you are doing the pre-negotiation interview, what's the purpose of it and what's your goal? What are you saying in the pre-negotiation interview? What's your ultimate goal on the first pencil and how is it structured? And more importantly, what's the scripts and how do salespeople overcome the objections when they come up? What about the second pencil? Are you just winging it? How are you being creative to make the numbers fit into the customer's budget while still improving the gross? And what's your plan to wrap up the third and final pencil? Who presents the final numbers? How do you go out for the last bump to ensure maximum profit? So number 1, have clearly defined plays for every stage of the desking and negotiating process. Number 2, eliminate the time monsters that kill the deal. Never forget, slow kills with negotiating. So how and when does the customer's info get input into the CRM? How and when does the customer's trade information get put into the CRM? When is our formal appraisal getting done? Do you have the all hands on deck mindset when it's time to negotiate? Or do salespeople feel like they're interrupting you and you're too busy to work a deal? So number 1, have a clearly defined plays for every stage of desking and negotiating process. Number 2, eliminate the time monsters that kill the deal. And finally, number 3, have a training and coaching plan so you can practice and develop skills. So what training are you giving your salespeople so they have the knowledge and tools they need to win? What are you doing to practice so their skills become instinct? How often do you video them and use it to improve performance? When and how do you coach your salespeople to set them up for sustainable success? Look, these are just 3 of the key areas that must be considered for your desking playbook. It's time to rethink your process. Today, right now, set a meeting with your management team. Use these questions to get the conversation started and get your playbook right so you can win more deals and hold more gross and have more fun like these kids behind me.